She wants to help people.
Yes.
And one of the things this is the model of FasterEFT. The model of FasterEFT is to heal yourself, first and foremost. Work on yourself, and as you work on yourself, you start moving closer. And Laura wanted me to come and do a train level 1, and I said, no, Laura, we got to heal the sexual self.
My name is Laura Worley, and I am a level 4 practitioner. And the reason why I really am passionate about this work is because it really has helped me a lot. And I don't know why I want to cry already. I will tell you my whole entire life has changed, like in every single area. There's not one single area that hasn't changed since I've been doing the tapping. So when I was young, I was born into a family that did, the grandparents on both sides, the parents, all the family, everybody is abusing everyone, okay? And so every day there was a lot of physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, a lot of trauma. And I learned how to survive, and I survived very well, just like Robert was teaching up here. I was very good at surviving and pretending it wasn't happening. So I didn't remember of all the abuse until I was about 30. And as I said yesterday, I told my husband he needed to go to therapy. And that really did start both of our journey, because we did do a lot of therapy. And as we went through different journey modalities, I learned more and more of the abuse. And it started off very simply, like, it was, okay, this person abused me. And then it was somebody else abused me. And then then at one time I remember having floods of the memories. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And then I'd have little periods where I needed a break, and then I'd have more, and I'd have more. And I would say probably the worst time for me was, okay, now this will probably be really hard. I hired a specialist, and we spent a lot of money. And that specialist said my family needed to come in too. And so he worked with my husband, he worked with myself, he worked with my 5 daughters. And at that time, things came out about things that I didn't know about. And it's one thing to know that that this has happened to you, but it's another thing to know that things have happened to your children. And as a mom, you can't protect them, and you can't do anything about it because it's already been done. So that devastated me. I was devastated because I didn't know some of this. And so my daughters, unfortunately, this is part of my story that I don't tell anybody, really. My daughters have been in therapy right along with me. And they know my story. They know our history. They know what has happened. And so they're very well versed in therapy and that kind of thing. So to me, that is probably the hardest thing, is not only going through a lot of trauma, but to also know that your children have too. That's a very difficult thing to handle. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you that my daughters are amazing, fun. They have so much fun together. They laugh their asses off. And it makes me happy to see that they're so close, and they've always been close, and they've always gotten along really well. Like, they've had the teenager stuff. But to just see them together and laugh, and so the bad things connected them, where they support each other, they love each other, they're connected to one another. And so I think the thing that I would really honestly tell anyone is, no matter what happens to you in this life, there's always a way to turn it for your good, to turn it into a positive, and turn it into something that will help you to become who you are, who you're meant to be, and whatever you're supposed to do in your life with it. And that's what I feel this has been my journey. If I didn't go through what I went through, I would not I would not be who I am, but I have something that I am supposed to do, and I know it. I'm very clear on it, and that's my intention, is to help as many people as I can. I am choosing not to finish like some of the story because I don't know that it's necessary. But that is one step. I've never really, I keep my private life about my children it's very sacred to me that they are always protected and kept. But I'm sharing in this room something that I don't share with everyone. So that is a jump for me. Well, I probably need to tap on that bar. Anyway.
And notice how she is actually tapping when she feels it. This is very important when you're in your journey and you're dealing with things. When you feel it, tap it right then. Yeah. Don't suffer or endure it.
Peace. But you know what? At the end of this is, I have, a very deep faith in God, and so I have to talk from that reference. And I don't mean to, offend anyone if that's not your, your thing. But the thing is, for me, is I have had so many experiences where I really should be dead, and I'm not. And I've had some very spiritual experiences along my life that kept me going and getting through whatever I had to get through. And it was because of that knowledge I could keep going, and I could keep being stronger, and I could keep going. And that is something that I hold on to very dearly, because it's like a special, it's like a knowledge to be given that you can say, this is my course, and I can hold on to something to help me. And that's really why I think I've come this far, is because I relied on something higher than me, because I couldn't do it on my own. And because I relied on that higher power, I was led to so many things of healing and guided and protected. And I was telling Tina and Beth last night, if I was to look at my life, if you came in to see me and you knew everything I knew about my life, and you were telling me this, I would just say, there's no freaking way that you are even here today. Okay, I'm going to tell you this one, okay? Because I've had many tapping sessions on it. And I would like to share this little point of view. When you tap and you flip the memory, and then, something comes back, it doesn't mean that memory's not flipped. It just means that your subconscious mind maybe wasn't ready to give you all the information at that time. And that's happened to me on a few memories. I was given what I could handle, flipped that, and then another piece of it came around. And then I flipped that. Doesn't mean it wasn't flipped, it was, but it was just that another aspect I had to flip. Keep going. So I was 17, and my dad, I do not know the full arrangements of it, but all I know is he took me over to a house, and there was about 40 men, and he dropped me off, and all I saw was him being given a check. And for 7 days, well, I guess I have a few more there. For 7 days, I was tortured, raped so many times, not given any food or water for 7 days. That was one time that I actually had, when I got out of that, I actually had a visitation that was very spiritual, so I could keep going. Am I here today? I shouldn't be. I will tell you that. I honestly will tell you. The stories, I could go on and on forever, but there's no point in that. The point is that I am somebody that I can finally say that I am starting to love for the first time in my life. I really do like myself, and I love myself, and I could never say that 2 years ago. I couldn't, and I wouldn't. Do I have somewhere to go? Sure. But I'm getting there, and it's something that I've never felt before, is to just finally start to like yourself and look at yourself in the mirror. That's a good feeling, especially if you've never had it, especially if you have my history. And to say, you know what, this body, I used to hate it. I thought it was horrible. It was disgusting. It was only a source of pain for me. And the thing is that this body is pretty damn good. It's strong, and I'm here, and I'm not sick, unless Robert pokes me all day and I get dizzy. So that's pretty much, my story. I guess my thing for hope for anybody in this that I would ever be able to help is no matter what you've gone through, you will get through it, and you will tap your way through it, and you're going to see the other side, and you're going to be happy. And that's who you are, and that's who you're supposed to be. And so if I can get through this, and there is something I'm supposed to do with it, I am going to be grateful for what I've been through. Now, could I say that fully and 100%? I think I'm 80% there, but I certainly couldn't have said that years ago. No way. So thank you, Robert, for FasterEFT. It's helped me so much, and I'm so grateful for the support of all the practitioners who have supported me along the way, tapped on me, and was able to hear my story. So.
That was good.
All right. I did it.
Bless your heart. She has come a long way since we first met. Good job. Very proud of you, honey. Very good. Wow. Did you get triggered? Yeah. Yeah, she has really come a long way. If you want to see her, hey, Laura, you know what video that is on YouTube? Do you know the number? 475. 475. If you... I don't know. Somebody said that. I don't know. Maybe it's 475 on YouTube. When I worked with her with the first memory without any content whatsoever. Now we will do a no content tomorrow. In the next few days, we'll address a few memories with no content. That means we can change it without you telling us what it is. We're going to address a lot of big memories. Hopefully you'll bring them up and we'll change those. Hey guys, we're all real. We're real. We're real people. Laura's a real person. This is a real story. I'm real. And the deal is, if you become real with yourself, today, your life will change. It's a great journey. If you have lots of emotional traumas, lots of hurts and pains, good for you. You have no time for boredom. Because you can start cleaning up that stuff, and your whole life will completely change as you work through this. I highly recommend finding you a FasterEFT practitioner to help you.